Revel Strength. It is Monday and we are on quarantine WOD number 7, I think it is. We had one on Saturday that we actually did a Zoom video for, and it was so amazing to have everyone get together on Zoom and do the workout. It was really hard and my calves are so sore. I don't know about any of you guys, but 500 step-ups, or I ended up getting like 350 or something like that, is definitely really hard on the calves. So I hope you guys are super sore from that as well. Today we have a new workout, both with equipment and without. You can do either one if you have a dumbbell, or actually it'd be even better with a kettlebell. But I went ahead, most of the people that loaned out equipment from Revel grabbed dumbbells. So I wanted to program it with a dumbbell, but if you have a kettlebell at home, that'd probably be a better piece of equipment to use for this. But it's really up to you. I'm gonna show you both with one dumbbell and with a kettlebell. So the workout is for time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On the equipment one, it's goblet squats, then single dumbbell kettlebells, or single dumbbell swings, and then burpees over the dumbbell or kettlebell. Without equipment, it's 10 all the way to 1, air squats, back extensions, and then burpees. So I'll demo all these movements. A couple things, I'll demo both the air squat and the goblet squat together instead of 2 different videos for that, and also the burpees with and without a weight. And then the kettlebell swing and the back extensions I'll do separately. So that way you can kind of see how the video is gonna go today. So how you do this, and I like to explain this because a lot of times in class, I have people that do it wrong, and I'm definitely not gonna call you out. You know who you are. So how it will go, for time, you'll go 10 goblet squats, 10 swings, 10 burpees. Then 9 goblet squats, 9 swings, 9 burpees, then 8, 8, 8, 7, 7, 7, all the way down to 1, okay? So that's how you would structure this workout for you. You can always scale it however you need to. One of the best ways to scale, if you need, I would do only the 10s, only the 8s, the 6s, the 4s, and the 2s. So you can do all the odd numbers. So you would go 10, 10, 10, 8, 8, 8, 6, 6, 6, and just leave out those odd numbers. So that's a really great way to scale this if you needed to at home, if you're just starting out. So lots of ways to scale today. I'm totally excited to bring this to you, and yay, happy Monday. Okay guys, so we're gonna talk about the squats first. I think it was Wednesday of last week, I talked a whole lot about air squats and how to do them properly without weight, making sure you're in your heels. So I'm just gonna kind of quickly go over all of that. When you set up for an air squat, and this is what you'll be doing if you're doing the no equipment version, your feet are gonna be a little bit wider than your hips. Your toes are gonna be pointed out slightly. I talked a lot on that Wednesday about the lasers on your knees. So knees and toes need to face the same direction. Pretend like you've got lasers on them, and those lasers need to be pointing exactly the same. So if you notice, if I rolled my knees in, my knee lasers would be going one way and my toe lasers would be going another way. So make sure both the knees and the toes are facing the same way. When you squat, butt goes back, chest stays tall. We go all the way down, making sure the the hip crease gets below the knees. I was gonna say butt and hip crease together, and it turned into butt crease. So that's, I guess, our new word. So making sure you get the hip crease below the knees, making sure all the weight's on your heels and you're not pushing to your toes. So again, chest up, all the way down, all the way up, squeeze the buns at the top, down and up. Now, if you're doing the equipment version, you can either use a kettlebell or a dumbbell. It doesn't matter. Whatever you have at home. I like to use a goblet squat with a dumbbell sideways. You can hold it like this. Really any way you want to hold it. Same thing with the kettlebell. You can hold that kettlebell any way you want. Some people like to hold it upside down. Some people like to hold it handles up. Any way you want. The only thing you can't do is put it on your back like this, okay? This becomes more of a back squat, and it's not exactly what I want to see in this workout. So you want to hold that weight on your chest. But when you do that, you want to make sure the chest stays tall, okay? You don't want that weight to pull you forward. You definitely don't want to hold the weight in your hands and let it pull your shoulders, okay? So chest is going to stay tall, feet are going to be out, toes out, knees out, chest is up, go down into that squat and back up. Notice how I didn't lean forward. Same thing with the dumbbell. If it's at your chest, chest stays tall, coming down into that squat and up. I like to lift my elbows up almost like I'm in a barbell front rack, okay? Chest is tall, down and up, staying through those heels. It is so important to keep that chest up on this goblet squat, guys, okay? Next is the kettlebell swing or dumbbell, single dumbbell swing. Either way, I'll show you both. Couple things to remember. When you're setting up for a swing, your feet are wider than your hips to allow for the piece of equipment to pass between your legs, okay? You wanna make sure a couple things, your chest is tall, your core is tight and sucked in, and your back is flat. The one thing absolutely we do not wanna do is round our back in a kettlebell swing, okay? Anytime you have weight and you're holding weight, and you round your back, you put your spine at a compromised position. So we work really hard on our core to make sure that the core can support the back, and it's super important in this kettlebell swing. So no rounding of the back, shoulder blades back, chest is tall, back is flat as we go down, okay? Big thing I want you to think about. So I'm just gonna demo it without any weight, and then I'll show you both. Feet are wide, pull those shoulder blades back. The dumbbell or kettlebell is gonna come in between your legs, okay? Notice how my knees are bent, my butt is high, my weight's in my heels, okay? From here, I'm gonna squeeze my knees backwards and fire my hips forwards. That violent extension of the hips is gonna draw my weight up, okay? It's not push those hips forward and thrust them up. Again, all that's doing is hurting your back and putting your spine in a bad position. So remember, squeeze the knees back, fire the glutes. That's gonna pop that weight up all the way to the sky. Okay, so again, butt goes back, knees bend, fire the glutes, fire the knees, that weight comes all the way up and lands overhead in line with the body. Okay, if you're in a kettlebell, your wrists are gonna be tight. If you're in a dumbbell, you're gonna be holding it, but you wanna make sure that the dumbbell is stacked. You don't wanna finish here, okay? You're gonna keep that chest tall open all the way up. Let that bell swing back down, catch it in those inner thighs, at your wrists, okay? And again, fire the legs all the way back down, all right? So back stays tight. I'm gonna show you the dumbbell first. I would hold the dumbbell in between. It's more stable. I know some people will probably grab it like this, but that's just a little bit, I like to say sketchy, when you take a weight overhead. So if you're new and you're just starting out, go ahead and grip the dumbbell in between with both hands so it's nice and sturdy and stable for when you take that weight overhead. Okay? So again, in between the legs, all the way up, making sure you're squeezing the legs, opening up at the top, squeezing the buns, letting that letting that dumbbell come all the way back down in between your legs, okay? If you have a kettlebell at home, same thing, except this time the kettlebell is gonna go up overhead and you're gonna keep those wrists nice and neutral. So swing it in between the legs, all the way up, in between the legs, all the way up, keeping that back tight through the heels, squeezing the knees back, okay? Be super cautious with this. The movement and the power comes from the hips, not from the arms. If you're really struggling to lift this kettlebell, you're doing it wrong, okay? It's not an arm movement. It's a glute posterior chain hamstring movement. Don't make the arms do the work, right? You want to save those arms for the burpees. Make the legs and the hips do the work on the swing, okay? Okay, Last but not least is the burpee. We all know the burpee. We do it a ton at Revel Strength and Fitness. We make sure our chest touches and then we jump up overhead. I'm gonna show you what it looks like without a weight, and then if you're at home and you have equipment, what it's gonna look like when you jump over something, okay? So a normal burpee is gonna be hands to the ground, okay? You're gonna jump out and you're gonna come all the way down to your chest. This does not have to be a rigid push-up. All right, especially if you're doing a lot like you are today, a rigid push-up would be really hard on the arms and definitely would slow you down. We want to think about intensity today, keeping yourself going a little bit faster and keeping that heart rate up. So definitely does not have to be a rigid push-up. From here, I'm gonna jump my legs wide, and I'll turn forward a little bit to show you. So that way, my heels are down. Okay? What I don't want to do is jump narrow, right? So what does that do? Puts me on my toes, takes my knees over my toes, puts my knees in a really bad position, and then forces my quads to jump out of that position, which becomes more of a jump squat, right? That's not what we're looking for here. Let the legs, the glutes, and the hamstrings do the work. So hands down, jump it back, come wide with the feet, and then clap overhead. Back down. Floor, chest, wide, jump. All right? So wide legs in the heels, not to the toes. With jumping over something, you won't have the jump at the end. Your jumping is essentially jumping over the object, whatever that is. So this is what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna go down, okay, facing the dumbbell. I'm gonna go wide with my feet. I'm gonna step close and jump over, okay? Again, down, touch my chest, wide, jump over. 2 feet takeoff, okay? Make sure you're not jumping over like this. That's not what we're looking for today. You want both those feet to jump over the dumbbell at the same time, okay? Again, using a kettlebell or a dumbbell, it's up to you. All right, guys, last but not least is our back extension. So we're gonna have to get a little creative on this today when you're thinking about what to use at home for our non-weighted version. You can always do Supermans for this back extension. This is gonna be laying on the ground. You're gonna lift your chest and your legs off the floor. It's gonna look like this. I'll show you a little bit. Okay, you're gonna lay on the ground. Your legs and arms are gonna be extended. You're gonna come up and back down. Okay, so this is a Superman, making sure you're really reaching forward and back with those legs and arms. So that's your option if you don't want to get creative and just want to do something without equipment. If you do want to get creative, when I was thinking about this workout, I thought about when I was at home using either my ottoman or again, I have benches for my table. Obviously I'm at the gym, so I'm going to use this bench to show you, give you some ideas. And then I actually also have this ball. And I know some of you have these balls at home either because you like to do workouts on them or maybe you sit on them at your desk at work. So this is another option for the back extension. So this is kind of where I got the idea, but I'm going to show you on this bench first. So, okay. On the bench, this ball is gonna be kind of all right. So when I use this bench, what I'm gonna make sure is my heels are stuck on something. So I'm gonna use the plates. If I was at home, I would take my ottoman close to the couch and I would hook my heels into the couch. If you had something else in your study or something you can use, you can even put your feet flat on the wall and that will give you some leverage. So my heels are gonna be flat against these weights and I'm gonna use them to help keep me stable in my upper body. I'm gonna come down over the bench and then extend my body up. Down and extend. You can always use a weight at your chest to give you a little bit more of a workout here, but just your body weight down and up is going to be a great version of this workout. Same thing if you're gonna use that ball, your chest is gonna be on the ball, your heels are gonna be flat against something to keep you stable, and you're gonna go down and extend up. There's a ton of things you can use for this at home. If you have questions or need some options, go ahead, message me, and I can help you out. So good luck with these back extensions. They should be fun.